Bear Down Bears fans, questions on the table today. Should the Chicago Bears be all in on Darnell Wright? It's being rumored that he could be the Bears' first round pick at 9, maybe moving back. We'll talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So as we talked about a little bit on the Daily Show last night, didn't get too in depth with it though. Bears are interested in Darnell Wright. That's the new report. That could be the guy that they're going after. Darnell Wright was here on a visit, sat down with NBC Sports, said that he really enjoyed talking with the Bears offensive line coaches, said they shared the same pet peeves, said that he was really intrigued by what the Bears did and that the Bears were really intrigued by him. And here's the thing about Darnell Wright. He's the one player in this draft that we're talking about that basically isn't a left tackle that also can play right tackle. When you look at Darnell Wright's Tennessee college tape, right, he is a right tackle. That is what he is. That's what he's going to be. And I like that, right? And it kind of speaks to a little bit of what the Bears have been telling us this entire offseason, right? They have a belief in Braxton Jones. Now, personally, again, we've talked about Braxton Jones. I don't know, but he was nice as a rookie, especially being a 5th round rookie, and they feel like they want to ride with their guy. I've seen that all offseason because literally, right, it seemed like they were moving Tevin to the left side to maybe help out Braxton Jones a little bit more, and it felt like they were going to stick with that left side and have it solidified, right? Like all the guys we were talking about, all of a sudden we were talking about, okay, well, Broderick Jones is out now because he only played left tackle. You don't want to switch him to right tackle. Paris Johnson's still on the board, which is an interesting one because now Paris Johnson seems like he shot up the board, which is why the Darnell Wright news makes sense, right? Because now Paris Johnson being rumored to be going to the Arizona Cardinals possibly, which would mean Will Anderson might fall a little bit in the draft, which to me is really intriguing. And I think that's the situation that the Bears are kind of looking at, right? Like there's going to be some players down there that maybe you didn't expect to be there. I don't know if Carter's there. I highly doubt Anderson is there, but that means that, right, somebody's not going to make a pick that possibly somebody else would have. I think one of these quarterbacks may fall a little bit further than we thought they were going to. And so now you're in a scenario where do you want to take a guy like Darnell Wright? Do you want to take a guy like Darnell Wright? And is the right spot for him at 9? Let me know what you guys think on all those questions in the comments below, man. Do you think the Bears could take Darnell Wright at 9? Is that the dream scenario here? A little bit of breakdown on Darnell Wright while you guys are typing that out. Darnell Wright on the right side is a monster, right? He is an amazing lead blocker. He's an absolute mauler. He gets out ahead of the block. Did a great job in pass pro versus one of the guys that we're talking about in Will Anderson, right? And that's the part that gets you the most excited, right? Because you want the run blocking, you want the attack on the run blocking, you want that attention to detail on the run blocking. But what do we want Justin Fields to do, right? Everybody's talking about these guys who specialize in run blocking coming out, and it's like, yeah, but they can learn pass pro. This guy doesn't need to learn pass pro. Darnell Wright was an absolute mauler in the passing game. He understands where he needs to be. I love the jab that he threw. I love the control he had. That first step was so quick getting out to the right side. I literally was watching tape of him just like taking guys out. And the weird part about it is, right, like you want to talk about having a guy that's so versatile, but I want to talk about a guy that's a master of his position. Darnell Wright played left tackle a little bit early on in that season versus Tennessee, and it was kind of bad. But on the right side, right, he was an absolute force, which means he is a master of his craft. Now, would you rather be a master of one and not a jack of all trades? You know what I mean? That's up to you, right? Paris Johnson is a guy that seems like he's going to be able to play both, but that's probably why Paris Johnson won't be there at 9, it's feeling like, right? And to me, I was shocked, right? When they were talking about Paris Johnson falling to 9, I was like, y'all gonna let this fall? Like, this boy can play. Like, he's He's the guy. Like, what are we doing? But I think, right, when I look at Darnell Wright, I feel like Darnell Wright is very much like kind of how we've talked about Bijan Robinson, right? Like, I know running back, different position, but that this guy is a can't miss prospect. He's a first round prospect. It's just about if you have the ability to take on a running back. That is how I feel about Darnell Wright when I watched him on the right side, man. I mean, even I saw him as a lead blocker getting out ahead of guys and being the driving force that gets guys into the end zones, right? The guy that's clearing the way to get guys into the end zone. So I really like that about him, man. I thought that his game was pretty NFL ready. I think that he will translate the quickest to the NFL as well. So to me, Darnell Wright would not be a bad pick for the Chicago Bears here. I think that he's probably one of those guys that you got to say could be a really good one. Now, the good thing about it, to make it even better, I guess I should say, is that when you look at Darnell Wright's game, right, you're like, okay, I love this guy. I love what he brings. But he's still slated to go like 19th. He's still slated to go late in this draft. So to me, my dream draft scenario, if the Bears were to go get a guy like Darnell Wright, is if one of these quarterbacks fall and you get a team that all of a sudden gets desperate and says, I want to move up, you trade back, because it seems like Darnell Wright will still be on the board there and that players are falling at a quick rate in this draft, right? I'm seeing Kalijah Kancey down there, seeing Darnell Wright down there. Like I said before, Broderick Jones has kind of been down there, so he'll still be somebody that possibly could be on the table for you as well. I look at these guys on the offensive line, and I'm seeing them slowly start to trickle down. And there's a confusion a little bit with me because it feels, but when you look at their game, they're specialists, right? Darnell Wright probably is not going to be able to play left side. He's going to be your right tackle. Broderick Jones is a similar person to me, and he's going to play the left side. He's going to be a left tackle. So if you feel like the Bears do that you are set at left tackle with Braxton Jones, right, then you're probably going to look at a guy like Darnell Wright and say, well, yeah, our left side solidified. We have to focus on the right side. We got Nate Jones over there at guard. We need to put somebody on the other side of him. So now, not only that is Darnell Wright going to be able to play that right tackle position for the Chicago Bears, but going to have a veteran presence that you can count on there on that right-hand side as well. And then the center position, it's either Lucas Patrick or Cody White here at this point. Who knows what's going to go on with that? Maybe Cody becomes the swing, like a swing lineman in this situation. I guess that would probably be for the best, but we'll see. But I mean, like, I think that they're going to try to attack this right side of the line aggressively, and I'm not mad at it, man. But hey, I want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down to talk with you as well. Do you think the Chicago Bears should be all in on Darnell Wright in the first round? Would you take him at 9? I will say this. To me, he is a good enough can't miss talent to take at 9. But if you can find a deal where you know he's going to fall somewhere and you can get him and get more draft capital, I would not be mad at that either. That would be a dream scenario as well. The good thing for the Chicago Bears is this is a draft filled with a lot of pieces that I don't feel bad about. So, or at least that they shouldn't feel bad about. Who cares if I don't feel bad about it, right? That they don't feel bad about. The good thing, I mean, like, I think there's a ton of scenarios where I look at multiple players that could come off the board and I say, that's not a bad thing. Let's do that, right? But let me know how you guys feel, man, in the comments below. I'll be down to talk with you as well. Should the Chicago Bears be in on Darnell Wright? Where should they draft him at? As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Make sure you guys are tuned in later today as me, P Kid, and Ringo will be going live. Maybe the super producer Joel Holt will join us as well at 5 p.m. breaking down the day's events for the Daily Show. And then also make sure that you're tuned in with the Chicago Bears podcast, which dropped a clip yesterday, dropped the full episode. Me and Lance Briggs breaking down what's going on around this team, where they should be looking in the draft. Should they draft Bijan Robinson? Are they going to be the worst in the NFC North? All that and more. And make sure you drop a bear down to let me know that you made it to the end of the video, man. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.